We thought the unstable wife was the monster. We were wrong. Mrs. Hartwell, please open the door. Did you find Emma's things? Her pathetic diary. Her lies about me. Sarah's mind raced. Victoria, I know you're not well. Let me help you. Laughter, high and brittle. Help me. You're sleeping with my husband. Just like she was. That's not true. Liar. Something slammed against the door. He brings you here to torture me. First Emma, now you. He parades you around, making me look crazy, making everyone think I'm the problem. Sarah remembered the antipsychotics. Victoria's paranoia. Where is Emma? Silence. Then softly. She left. In the middle of the night. Didn't even say goodbye to Oliver. Her things are still here. She traveled light. Like you. Sarah pulled out the phone. She tried to call 911. More silence. When Victoria spoke again, her voice had changed. Flat, emotionless. That's not possible. I was with her when she left. I drove her to the bus station myself. Then why is this room locked? Why did you keep all her belongings? I'm preserving them. For when she comes back. She will come back. They always do, when they realize Marcus doesn't really love them. Key turned in the lock. The door opened. Victoria stood there, holding a kitchen knife, tears streaming down her face. You're just like her. You want to take everything from me. My husband, my son, my life. No, I want to help you. You're sick, Victoria. You need. I'm not sick. Victoria lunged. Sarah grabbed a desk lamp and swung. It connected with Victoria's arm, sending the knife clattering across the floor. Both women dove for it. Mom! Stop! Oliver stood in the doorway. Victoria froze, knife in hand, inches from Sarah's face. Oliver, honey, go to your room. I saw you. The boy's voice was steady, older than his years. The night Emma left. I saw you. Victoria's face crumpled. Baby, you don't understand. You were fighting with her. In the garden. She was crying. Sarah's heart hammered. Oliver, what did you see? She fell. Ma fell. And Mom was screaming and Dad came outside and Oliver started crying. And Dad made it go away. The world tilted. Marcus, Sarah whispered. Victoria dropped the knife, sobbing. It was an accident. She was trying to run away with him, with my husband. I confronted her, we argued, she slipped on the wet grass. Hit her head on the fountain. So you buried her. Sarah felt sick. I wanted to call the police. Victoria's voice broke. But Marcus said they'd never believe it was an accident. Not with my history, my medications. He said everyone knew I was unstable. He said they'd take Oliver away from me. Where is she? The garden. Under the roses he planted that week. Victoria looked small, broken. He said he was protecting me. But he's the one who wanted her dead. He's the one who brought her here, who made her fall in love with him, who made me look like a monster. Footsteps on the stairs. Marcus appeared. His expression unreadable. Victoria, what are you doing? She knows, Victoria whispered. They both know. Marcus looked at Sarah, and for the first time she saw the coldness in his eyes. That's unfortunate. He stepped into the room and closed the door behind him. You set this up, Sarah said, understanding flooding through her. All of it. Marcus smiled. Victoria makes it so easy. The unstable wife, the medication, the jealous rages. Who would believe her if she told the truth? You killed Emma. Victoria killed Emma. I just ensured the circumstances were right. Emma was getting too attached, too demanding. She threatened to tell Victoria everything unless I left my wife. I shrugged. So I told Victoria that Emma was trying to seduce me. I told Emma to meet me in the garden at midnight. I made sure Victoria saw the text messages. Nature took its course. Victoria was shaking. You said you loved me. You said you were protecting me. And I am, darling. As long as you stay quiet, you're safe. Your perfect little life continues. All you have to do is keep your mouth shut. His eyes moved to Sarah. But now we have another problem. Sarah backed toward the window. People know I'm here. Who? You have no family, no friends. That's why I hired you. Just like Emma. He moved closer. You're going to have an unfortunate accident. And poor, unstable Victoria will have another breakdown. Maybe this time she'll finally have to be institutionalized. And Oliver and I will finally be free. You're insane. I'm practical. Do you know how much this house is worth? Victoria's trust fund. I've been building this narrative for 5 years. The disturbed wife, the devoted husband trying his best. When she's declared mentally incompetent, I get everything. Oliver ran. Marcus grabbed for him, but the boy slipped past, racing down the stairs. Victoria lunged at Marcus, screaming. They struggled. Sarah grabbed Emma's phone and ran. Sarah flew down the stairs, Oliver's hand in hers. Behind them, Victoria's screams and Marcus's shouts. The car keys, Sarah gasped. Where are the car keys? Kitchen drawer. They burst into the kitchen. Sarah grabbed the keys just as Marcus appeared at the top of the stairs. Oliver, come here. Now. His voice was deadly calm. Run to the car, Sarah whispered. You'll just make this harder on him, Marcus said, descending slowly. You think anyone will believe you? A housekeeper with no references, no background. I've already planted evidence in your room. Emma's jewelry. Her credit cards. You'll look like you've been stealing from us for weeks. Sarah's hand closed around another knife in the drawer. You going to stab me? That'll look great for you. Home invasion. Murder. Self-defense, Sarah said. Against a man who killed his mistress and is framing his mentally ill wife. Prove it. I have Emma's phone. All the text messages. All the photos of Victoria's abuse. Abuse you allowed to happen, that you encouraged. Marcus's expression flickered. And I have this conversation recorded. Sarah held up her own phone, which had been in her pocket, recording since the 3rd floor. Every word. For a long moment they stared at each other. Then Marcus lunged. Sarah threw the knife. It missed but gave her enough time to bolt. She ran for the front door, but Marcus was faster, stronger. He caught her in the foyer, slamming her against the wall. A gunshot exploded through the house. Marcus stumbled back. Victoria stood at the top of the stairs, holding a pistol with shaking hands. Get away from her. Victoria, baby, put the gun down. You killed her. You killed Emma. You made me think I was crazy. Tears streamed down her face. How many others? How many others before Emma? Marcus raised his hands. There's no others. Victoria, please. The first housekeeper. Margaret. She quit too, remember? And the nanny before that. Sarah stared. How many? Victoria's imagining things, Marcus said. She's having an episode. 4, Victoria whispered. 4 women in 6 years. And I believed every lie. Every explanation. Sirens wailed in the distance. Oliver had called 911 from the neighbor's house. Marcus's face twisted. He charged at Victoria. The second shot didn't miss. 3 months later, Sarah sat in a coffee shop across from Detective Laura Morrison. The DA is pleased with your testimony, Detective Morrison said. Between the recording, Emma's phone, and the forensic evidence from the garden, it's airtight. They'd found Emma buried exactly where Victoria said. The autopsy confirmed blunt force trauma to the head, consistent with a fall. But the text messages proved Marcus had engineered the entire confrontation. They'd also found evidence of the others Victoria mentioned. Margaret Chen buried under the patio. Sophie Ramirez, whose disappearance had been written off as an undocumented worker returning to Mexico. All women Marcus had hired, seduced, and then eliminated when they became inconvenient, using his wife's mental illness as cover. How's Victoria? Sarah asked. In treatment. Residential facility. Once she started proper medication and therapy. Detective Morrison shrugged. Her lawyer thinks she'll avoid jail time. The abuse she suffered, the psychological manipulation. It's clear she was a victim too. And Oliver. With Victoria's sister. They're letting Victoria have supervised visits. The kid's resilient. Sarah thought about the quiet boy who'd been brave enough to speak up when it mattered. What about you? The detective asked. What's next? Sarah smiled. She had a new job, a small apartment, a fresh start. A real one this time. I'm going to be okay. That night, Sarah received a letter. Victoria's handwriting, shaky but clear. Dear Sarah, thank you for not running. For believing me when I couldn't believe myself. For being brave enough to see the truth. I spent years thinking I was broken, crazy, worthless. Marcus made me believe that. He chose women like us. Women who were vulnerable, isolated, desperate, because he knew we'd be easy to control, easy to discard. But you fought back. You survived. And you saved my son. Emma deserved better. They all did. I'll spend the rest of my life making amends for my part in their deaths. Even if I was manipulated. But you deserve everything. Don't let this define you. Don't let him win. Be free. Victoria. Sarah folded the letter and placed it in her journal, next to her own notes about the experience. She'd been writing her story, processing the trauma, finding her voice. One day maybe she'd publish it. Maybe it would help someone else recognize the signs. The perfect household with dark secrets. The charming predator. The scapegoated wife. The silenced victims. For now she was just grateful to be alive. And she would never ignore her instincts again. He chose women who were isolated. Because he thought no one would look for them. No family. No friends. No one to ask questions when they disappeared. But this time, he chose the wrong one.